But it hurts in there right now, and that's good to see. It hurts. It hurts those kids and our coaches and our fans, I'm sure, too. You have a chance to, to beat the #1 team in the country and back-to-back national champions at home, and the feeling that you get if you can pull that off is just ecstatic, and you can certainly build off of that, and hopefully we can build off of the way we played better today. But it hurts, and it's disappointing that we didn't find a way to get it done today, but I'm really proud of our kids.
You talked a lot during the week about you talked a lot during the week just about kind of how to help just get involved with the offense, with play calling, with Peyton. How did that in reality kind of pan out in the game?
I mean, I was really active in the plan, and I approved every call that was on the call sheet. So it was, I thought our plan was solid. We got to make a few more throws and catches when we have to, and thought we missed some runs on particularly third down. I think you look back at this game and you look at third downs. You look at our third down offense, you look at our third down defense, and I think that's where the game was lost for us.
Coach, take us through some of the red zone decision-making there. You pulled Robbie out of the game on like a 3rd and short, and then you guys ultimately turned it over on downs instead of kicking the field goal. What did you think about some of the in-game decisions that you had to make there?
I was 100% going for that, and I think we had a great call. I think the snap was 8 foot high. It's that simple. Thought it was a great call, and I think it's what you should do in that scenario. It's what analytics said on this game. We had to be very aggressive. You got less than a yard, and it was, bad time to get a high snap for sure.
Coach, this wasn't the outcome you and your team wanted. However, there were some positives outside of the negatives, sir. Just kind of what was the message to you guys going forward or just going into this bye week?
Well, I'm really, really proud of our kids. Coming off of a road loss where we did not play particularly well, and I thought they had a great week of practice and a great week of prep, and hopefully you build from that is they see that they can go toe-to-toe with some of the nation's best, because we got some more of those coming. And, that's what you should build from it if you take the positives from it. I tell them all the time, man, the growth really, unfortunately, in life and in football, the growth usually happens more in the valley than it does the mountaintop. And it's not fun, and it's not enjoyable, but if handled the right way, I think can make you even better in the long term. So hopefully we'll take the positives from it when we watch the film and go through Monday and get healthy in an open week, somewhat healthy, and get ready for some more difficult SEC games.
Hugh, can you talk a little bit about Brian Battie and what he brings to this offense? He looked like a pretty good running back today.
Yeah, I think he's a guy we got to get his touches for sure. He's just the stage doesn't seem too big for him. He can make people miss. He's shifty. He's got good hands, and we can use him in a lot of ways. Really proud of how he's progressing.
Hugh, Georgia was 8 of 13 on third down. Just snap judgment. Like, what did you see that was giving them you guys such a hard time getting them off the field in those opportunities?
Like I said, I think that's where the game was won and lost. Our third down defense and our third down offense. 19's a handful, and we didn't do a great job guarding him. And I'm sure it wasn't him every time, but it was him a large majority of the time when the game was on the line. And it was hard to get pressure on him with just 4, and he made the plays, and we obviously probably could have done some different coverages, but felt like we had 2 good ones called on that last drive, and we didn't execute them very well.
Coach, you talked about the defense towards the end of the game. Brock Bowers kind of became a problem later in the game for you guys. What differences did you try to make to stop Bowers late in the game?
Mix up coverages. Don't just play him straight man. Play some bracket coverage on him. And he still found ways to win in some tight quarters a couple times. So you got to give him credit. He made some good plays, but there were a couple though that we gave up that we should have played it a little different and been underneath him and not on top of him.
Hugh, when you're in a locker room like that, the guys are really hurting. What's the message to them? What do you say to them?
I love them. Let's go back to work. I hate it. You know, just I'll work harder for you to have more successes and more opportunities at successes, but there's no guarantees when you line up to play in this league that you're going to win all of these tough football games with really good football teams. And I'm glad to see it. It bothers us. It stings. It'll be a restless night for me, I'm sure. But I'm also at the same time very proud of them. I mean, I thought they fought them for 60 minutes. Thought we had a chance there at the end. I mean, we got a wide open slant there to get a first down, and we just don't execute it. And you know, I'd love to have seen us throw and catch that one and to make it interesting. You know,
this is not from a second-guessing perspective, but a thought process. 3rd and 16, you do the fade, right, going for the first down as opposed to maybe 5, 6, 7 yards to go up by 10. Is that aggressive mindset you're thinking? Or what?
No, it was a run called with an RPO on it, and they put an extra guy sitting in the box that's unblocked. So I guess you can hand it off and say, let him hit you. But, you know, that, you know, I thought we called it at the time. But that was just it was a run called with an RPO, and they had an extra guy, and they actually had 2 extra. So
for when you're able to kind of attend to them later on today, this was obviously a huge recruiting day. I guess
huge.
When you get to them today, kind of what are you talking about after this game?
Well, I met with a ton this morning. I started at 8 o'clock at the hotel for those that are on officials, and then the unofficials, I came straight over and started meeting with them here. So I've seen most all of them, and the message is clear. It's come help us build it. I mean, we can do it. It doesn't take long. We just need people that buy into coming and being a part of the Auburn culture, the Auburn family. Our fans were incredible today. I think it is exciting to play here, and I think it's attractive to a lot of recruits. And there were a ton here today that could help us, you know, feel like we have the same rosters as some of the others in our league are playing. So hopefully they enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing some of them.
Hey, Coach, your defense was able to force 2 huge turnovers with the interception, you know, from Jalen, and then the first play of the second half, the fumble. Those led to points. How important is something like that, especially in games like this?
Yeah, it's vital. We needed some of that, you know, probably to win this game. And, you know, we preach when a break comes our way, score. And I think we scored points on both of those. And those are huge. Been nice to get 2 or 3 more.
Thank you. Hey, Coach, talking a lot these past few weeks about building an identity. It does take time to do that, but what about this game specifically brings about a positive mindset that maybe you will have a chance to get there sooner rather than later with this team?
Yeah, our identity is we play hard for 60 minutes. That has to start there. It has to start there, that we're going to play physical and hard and compete for 60 minutes. And I think our kids did that. Now, beyond that, you got to have identity on defense, and obviously we've got some third down issues we've got to try to clean up. And then offensively, you know, I think we're going to have to run the football in a lot of different ways and to make it look different. And we did some of that today. And then be able to complete the passes that we need to complete when they are open. And we had some of those again today. But our identity's got to stay balanced on offense and defensively get off the field on third down. But it starts with us playing really hard.
You talked about on Monday how this is the end of the first half of the season. I know you haven't watched the film yet, but what's kind of your first thought just heading into the bye week?
You know, right now it's just my gut hurts from not pulling this game off today. So I really hadn't thought much about the open week yet. But I'll watch the film tomorrow, meet with recruits, and then we'll see what the open week brings.
You've said in the past you didn't want to kind of go back and forth with your quarterbacks. You did some of that today, but it was successful at times. Just what was kind of the key to actually making a little bit of that work and getting Robbie involved more?
Robbie's going to have a package, and we had a good one, and he did well in it today, and probably should have ran it some more.
Finish with one over here and one in the back. Joe?
This is the final season for the SEC West. How does that dynamic affect recruiting, or in any way, if it does?
I don't know that it really affects recruiting. we're still going to play, get teams that they recognize that they grew up watching and in big crowds. And I really hadn't thought about that, truthfully. When I recruit right now, that really doesn't come up with any. I think we'll always, have at least the Alabama rivalry. I think we'll miss this one if depending on the numbers and all that. I let John handle all that, but I don't know that it will affect recruiting, though, truthfully.
Hey, Coach, can you just talk to me about Peyton Thorpe's performance today?
I'd rather watch the film. I thought he did some good things in the run game, and we had a couple plays. I thought he had some people open, and I know there were 2 plays in the first half where he did not. He's got to know where he's hot at, and he's smart enough and sharp enough to know that. And we missed 2 of those. I know that caused the sacks, but I thought he competed well and played hard, and did some good things.